So we've been hanging out for a little bit now. I feel like I'm your brother. You feel that way?
I put you at cousin status.
Cousin?
Cousin status.
All right, you know what? I take that. In Mexican culture, that's pretty great.
Well, I fucking hate my brother, so I wouldn't want you to be my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, cousin, I know that you were a fantastic amateur fighter, and you did like a bunch of like, kind of like underground type fights. What was it like in the beginning? Like, what made you want to start it?
It was actually pretty rough, but I always wanted to fight. I loved boxing when I was younger.
Sure. Is that because of your culture a little bit?
I always watched boxing.
Mexicans are some of the best boxers in the world.
We're also some of the best produce pickers and drywallers in the world too.
That's great.
You don't even want to be a drywaller or a produce picker.
There it is. And if you want to get someone to be an alcoholic or a potato maker or a potato grower, you got this guy, because I'm 100% Irish.
You could do it too.
I could do it. I could do it. Look at that. Shows love, shows passion all the time. Even when talking about picking produce. But, so you started out, and what made you decide, like, I actually want to try to do this as a job?
I knew I could do it as a job. I was making money when there was no money to be made. So I knew that if I was able to pay for college and take care of my life the way I was living back then,
for sure,
it was only going to grow.
Yeah.
So I had faith in what I can do. I knew what I can do, and I pursued it.
And you're doing so well, and you were so young, and I mean, it's like, why stop? Why stop? It's like, if something's not broke, why fix it? If you're so young and you did something so well, why stop? And obviously it brought you to like huge fame, but it didn't just happen overnight. Tell me how you happened upon Carlson Gracie scene.
I was training in the area for a long time, and I was training at all the gyms. I was training in Brazil with Ricardo de la Hila, and I would go there for 2 months at a time. And the third time I went down, he told me, he goes, look, if you come all the way out here to train, you spend all your money. He goes, the guy who trained me is in Chicago. I had no idea who Carlson was.
Wow.
And I was like, well, who trained you? And he goes, Carlson Gracie trained me. And I came back, I looked him up, went down, trained at his gym, he wasn't there. He was actually in Brazil when I went to go visit him. He came back a week later, and from there we just hit it off. Just
kept going, and I know for a fact that he had a lot of faith in you. Tell me about the challenge.
I fought with him for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and he takes me to Brazil, and I'm standing in the studio doing an interview for a Brazilian TV show, and he's speaking in Portuguese, and I can only understand about half of what he's saying. And
I was there. I've been there.
He told me, he goes, I knew he was talking about me and about fighting, and then everybody in the green room turns around and looks at me, and they start staring at me real hard, and I'm like, I have no idea what I just said. And one of the guys told me in English, he goes, hey, you know what he just did, right? And I'm like, nah. He just issued a challenge to anybody in your weight class.
Oh,
Brazil.
man.
And I was like, so? And then I go out there, and then that's pretty much when I got put on that.
Yeah, because I bet there was, because you look at video of a Gracie studio in Brazil, there's like hundreds of guys rolling at one time. So I mean, you must have gotten offers over and over.
No, when I went down there with him, the first thing I did when I got to him was go train in the gym. Yeah. He had like 12 black belts in the gym. And they're all his guys, legit guys.
Yep.
And none of them can catch me. I was a pro black.
Yeah.
None of them can catch me. And I was catching a bunch of guys. And I was giving a lot of really talented guys a lot of hard time. They were bigger than me, giving them a hard time. And so they knew I was legit after that.
Yeah.
And that's when you issued that challenge.
Yeah, and like, if someone's going to make a statement about MMA, what's better than a Gracie? You know what I mean? Like, there was the Gracie challenge forever.
Yeah.
But did you feel huge, like, responsibility after that? Did you feel like, was it a little bit humbling, or was it, like, scary, or were you just, like, balls to the walls, like, let's friggin' do this?
My only passion was to be a fighter, to be the best fighter that I could be, and I've always felt pride. I've always felt, like, pressure.
Yeah.
I represent a lot of people. I represent a lot of things.
Sure.
And working with Carlson was just like another day for me. It was a great honor to work with him. But him doing that challenge didn't change my life at all.
Yeah, it just tells it's probably so natural because you're such a natural fighter as it is, right? You know, just right away after that, you
I'll fix it later, baby.
started working because you could have gone to Japan, and stuff was pretty big at that point. You could have stayed in Brazil.
The problem is I didn't go fight in Brazil or Japan because they didn't want to pay any money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They were offering me $200 and a plane ticket.
Yeah,
and they were flying out cornermen. I would have had to spend like 2 or 3 G's to go just to fly to Japan to take my guys.
Damn.
Not including hotel and food. Damn. So for me, it didn't make sense to go fight the best guy in the world to spend money.
Yeah.
Being a negative.
I mean, like, at that point, what was it, like Kid Yamamoto was probably, they said was like the best bantamweight or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, why go there on cost? You know what I mean?
Well, they're paying him a ton of money and I'm not making anything.
Yeah.
Fight him in Japan against all the odds. It didn't make any sense to me.
So boom, you go to you go to America, or you go back to America. You start fighting WC right after that.
I came back and I fought locally for like another 2 years, 3 years, and then WC blew up big.
Did they contact you or did you contact them?
Well, they contacted me. They called me up and they wanted me to fight. And I actually had a student that I was training at the time that was WC champ, and he lost his belt. They wanted me to fight the guy that beat him.
Who was that?
Chase Beebe.
Chase Beebe. Okay, of course. Yeah, I was actually looking at him. I was researching him. I came across him. So was it a little bit when you got that challenge to fight him? Was that like did you have a little bit of animosity towards because you trained him and you kind of wanted to take care of business there?
I didn't train Chase. Chase beat the guy that I trained.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
There was no animosity at all. I never had animosity towards my opponents. You know, I go out there and everyone trains equally hard and fight to fight. So I go out there for the pure competition.
Sure, yeah. Which is, you know, what most people say, I think, which most of the fighters that we talk to say. But I mean, you know, like, I feel like it just comes so easily from you, right? Like, you know, like you just love just the you know, it's just a day of work. Yeah. Is there anything else you like to compete in?
I played soccer for a long time, but I'm pretty competitive in whatever I do.
Whatever you do, someone throws you. That's why I want to see you on The Ultimate Fighter, and I'm issuing a challenge to Craig Brassari and all those guys that do it. I want to see Miguel Torres on The Ultimate Fighter as a coach.
One day.
One day. Get a couple wins under you, and then whoever is the Bantamweight champ. Have you thought about going down to... Well, hold on. Actually, that's my next question is, so you take care of this guy, Chase Beebe. What was going through your head right after that?
It was a pretty surreal experience because I was pretty much unknown, and then all of a sudden I became a world champion.
Exactly, yeah.
And then I went from being a nobody to being a household name. And a lot of attention, a lot of publicity, a lot of traveling, everything pretty much changed.
Yeah.
And it was a 9-day difference. And, you know, I was expecting it to happen for a long time. I just never thought it would have happened like that.
Yeah, totally.
And when it did happen, the biggest thing was just the change of time. I went from putting all my time into training into doing a bunch